Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and I'm here today to give you another tactic for salary negotiation. See, I've published a lot of them as videos, and the reason I publish a lot is that, well, each of you has a different ability to tolerate the stress of a negotiation. Some of you want what I call the easiest way to negotiate a higher salary for yourself. Some are open to the second easiest ways. Some people want to really get in there for a fight. And there's lots of different gradients between those extremes. So here's one of those mid-range options that I think is very helpful. And the first thing is really, if the firm wants you to fill out an application, leave it blank. If you need to scribble something, but leave it blank. And when they verbally ask you, I noticed this is blank on the resume, because they know what you're doing at this point. How much are you making now, or how much are you looking for? You basically respond by saying, I'm much more interested in the nature of the work I'd be doing for your firm than I am in a specific number. So no, I'm not going to take $14,000 a year, but I expect you would be reasonable with your offers. And then from there, some firms are going to go and take a second stab at this, and they'll say something along the lines of, I need a number here. And you can respond by saying, I'll consider any reasonable offer. And again, what this does is stall. And if they go at it again, I don't know how to be more clear. I consider any reasonable offer. Now, once they've made the offer, assuming that this worked, then, and by the way, let me back up for a second. That's a timeout there. If it doesn't work, you've learned something about them. You've learned something that they've got to just break your shoes. I didn't want to use a male anatomical part there that came to mind, but they're there to break you down so you conform. Now, particularly if you're in sales and marketing, never, ever concede at this point. Because, what are you saying about yourself as a salesperson? As a matter of fact, after you've given the answer the first time, about what's really most important to me is the nature of the work and the product and the service and what have you. What you want to be doing if they come at you again is to say something along the lines of, hey, look, if I made it easy for you, you question my ability as a salesperson, right? So, my job here is to give you a sense of who I am and what I'm capable of, what my achievements have been and what I can do for you. I ask that I be treated fairly, and let's move on here. So again, if they push you, that tells you something. That they really want you to operate in a square box, and you don't want to work for a firm that's going to confine you in such a way, in my opinion. Now, here's the fun thing to do once you get the offer. Ready? This one I love. So I want you to pause for a second, and I'm going to say, we're going to be making you an offer, or we are making you an offer. We really want you to come on board. The salary part of the offer is a base of 120, and then they started laying out the additional percentages. And I want you to turn around and go, particularly if you're in sales, I want you to say 120. 120. See, what that does is lets them know that the number isn't quite right. And it opens up the conversation for negotiation. And then from there, you can follow up with data that you've gotten from various sources about what someone with your background should be earning in a role like this. Now, you can always accept the 120 and all the other stuff. And after you've dealt with the salary, by all means, go into all the other conditions. We're going to be paying you 3% over 20, whatever the percentages are on top of the base. Start trying to negotiate those as well. But start at the salary number just by repeating it back. Because what that does is gives them the idea that you're uncomfortable saying yes, and that it's a subject for negotiation that they want to enter into with you. So again, another approach, another way of doing a negotiation that I hope you can execute. Have a great day. Take care.